Good evening. My name is Andy Stevens, and this is my personal introduction video for EDL 851, Evaluating and Supervising School Personnel. The first question that we wanted to answer this evening is, why do we want to be a building principal? And I think for me, there are two primary reasons why I want to be a building principal. First and foremost, the opportunity to utilize strategic thinking and planning to help create an environment for students where they feel safe and they feel encouraged and they are given opportunities to not only learn knowledge but skills that they will use well beyond their formal K-12 education. Additionally, as a building principal, I would like to create an environment for educational professionals where they come to school every day excited to work and excited to help foster that environment for students in whatever role that may be: a coach, a teacher, counselor, paraprofessional, office staff, whatever that role looks like. Creating a place of employment for people where they truly believe in the culture of the school and they are given opportunities for growth. And that the culture of the school is such that those opportunities are presented to them. In my current role, I serve as the department chair for the business and marketing department at a large K-12 high school in Fort Collins, Colorado. And as that role, I am responsible for some basic supervision of the various members of my department. While I don't have any formal evaluation role with my department members, I do especially work with our new hires, serving as their mentor and helping to evaluate them for our induction program, which is a state-required program for teachers to convert their probationary license to their professional license. Additionally, I serve as the head golf coach, and I also am responsible for conducting evaluations and supervising my staff of coaches, performing evaluations at the end of each season with them. And then I would also argue that as a teacher, I'm responsible for evaluating students every single day, and doing that in lots of different ways, both formative and summative. And so I serve in that role as well. And then lastly, as a second career teacher, I have a pretty broad experience with evaluations. Coming from the private sector, where your compensation is usually tied directly to your evaluation and how well you're performing in your job. I had formal evaluations usually once a quarter, sometimes maybe not quite as frequently, but at least once or twice a year. And depending upon how those evaluations went, my compensation would be impacted directly. Since moving into the educational arena, I've had evaluators that have kind of run the gamut. When I first started teaching, I had a principal whose evaluations were very thorough, multiple times a year, was in my classroom at least once a week, and provided great feedback, especially as a new teacher, for me to grow and continue to learn and hone my craft. As I became a continuing contract teacher, my evaluations were reduced essentially once a year. And unfortunately, a lot of times those evaluations are what I call rubber stamps, meaning the evaluator comes into my classroom for maybe 30 minutes, and we have one pre and one post meeting about the observation, and they just write stuff down on a rubric and we both sign it and go about our day. So certainly not as thorough, and certainly doesn't build the skills that I necessarily am looking for. So that's kind of my experience there. I'm excited for this class. My undergraduate degree is actually in human resources. And so this area of education is something that I have a lot of personal interest in. So I'm excited to work with each of you over the next month. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks.